Did you know that the US government is hiding something from you? Not just some boring thing like boring tax info or something, but something much more serious. You could even say it's life or death. It's not a super-secret military base, but they are hiding what this map hides. I'll explain right now, but first, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my next awesome science video. Yellowstone National Park is famous for its geysers and its wildlife and for being home to America's only supervolcano. Its last eruption happened over 630,000 years ago, and since then it's been quiet. So quiet, in fact, that the US government has started telling people that it might be overdue for an eruption, a statement that causes unnecessary panic among the nearly 4 million tourists who visit every year. If they knew what was really going on, I'm sure they'd all pack up and leave immediately. That's because if the magma chamber beneath Yellowstone were to fill with magma again and erupt, well, let's just say that your chances of survival would be slim to none, and none to even slimmer. Now, before I tell you what the government is hiding, we need to talk about how the government formed. The U.S. Geological Survey, which monitors Yellowstone, is part of the Department of the Interior, which is run by the President. You know, he of the nuclear football and the big red button. And whenever the President makes a decision, they have to consider what the public would think. Would they think it's good or bad? And sometimes the President decides that the public wouldn't like a certain decision, so they hide it from them. Like when President John Tyler decided to annex Texas in 1845, despite the U.S. Constitution saying that no new states could join the Union. Or when President Harry Truman decided to drop 2 atomic bombs on Japan, even though the public didn't know what those things were until they saw them used on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. In the case of Yellowstone, the President has decided that people would freak out if they knew the truth, so the government has been hiding it from them. But why? Well, to answer that question, we need to go back to 1985, when scientists made a very alarming discovery. In 1985, scientists found a magma chamber below Yellowstone. A magma chamber is basically a magma-filled cavern below the Earth's surface. Magma chambers are what volcanoes use to store their magma before they erupt, and this one was huge. At 43 by 22 miles, it's one of the largest magma chambers ever discovered. It can hold up to 2,600 cubic miles of magma. That's enough magma to fill up the entire state of Delaware and then some. But it wasn't just the size of the magma chamber that surprised scientists. It was also the fact that it was empty. Now, you're probably thinking, who cares if it's empty? Let it be empty. And that's exactly what everyone thought until the government released these maps. Now, you might be thinking, what's wrong with these maps? Isn't it just showing where the magma chambers are located? Well, yes, and that's the problem. These maps show 3 different magma chambers beneath Yellowstone, but we know that there's only 2. There's the big one we talked about earlier, and another one nearby. This map makes it look like there's 3 separate chambers, but they're actually connected, making it one giant magma chamber complex. The reason why this is important is because if the big magma chamber were to fill up with magma again, it could cause an eruption. And if that were to happen, well, let's just say that it wouldn't be pretty. An eruption of this size would send ash and pumice all across the western United States. Cities like Salt Lake City, Boise, and Portland would be buried under several feet of debris. And then there's the lava. We already know that if Yellowstone erupted, lava would flow through places like West Yellowstone, Montana, Idaho Falls, Rexburg, and Jackson, Wyoming. And it would also cover parts of Yellowstone National Park. That means that all the animals living there would be killed. Bison, elk, wolves, bears, not to mention the 10,000 people who visit every year would also die. Okay, at this point you're probably thinking, hey, can't we just nuke the magma chamber? Well, it turns out that there's actually a bigger problem with that than meets the eye. An eruption of this size would release so much ash into the atmosphere that it would block out the sun. For years, much of the United States would be plunged into darkness, leading to a nuclear winter. People would have to wear gas masks while outside, and the temperature would plummet to unimaginable lows. Some scientists even believe that it could cause an ice age. So knowing all of this, you might be wondering, why hasn't anyone done anything to prevent it? Well, it's because the government has been hiding what this map hides. No, seriously, the government has been hiding what this map hides. You see, the thing about magma chambers is that they're hard to find. That's because they're usually hidden deep beneath the Earth's surface, where they're impossible to detect. Scientists can't just dig a hole to the center of the Earth to look for them, so instead they use special instruments to listen for them. You see, magma chambers make a unique sound as magma flows inside of them. It's a low rumble that's impossible to hear unless you have special equipment. And that's exactly what scientists used to find the magma chamber in 1985. Well, recently they've stopped listening. Why? Well, it's because of something called seismic noise. Seismic noise is basically any kind of noise that makes the ground shake, like an earthquake. Earthquakes happen all the time, and they make the ground shake, which makes it hard to listen for the sound of magma moving around underground. So when there's a lot of seismic noise, scientists can't find magma chambers as easily. And there's a lot of seismic noise these days. It's because of all the drilling and mining that's happening in the western United States. All that noise makes it hard to hear the sound of magma moving around underground, which means that scientists can't find magma chambers as easily as they used to. That might not sound like a big deal, but it is. You see, if scientists can't find the magma chambers, they can't monitor them. And if they can't monitor them, they don't know if they're filling up with magma. And if they don't know if they're filling up with magma, they don't know if Yellowstone is about to blow. So basically, thanks to all the mining and drilling that's happening in the western United States, we might not be able to tell if Yellowstone is about to blow. And that's why the government has been hiding what this map hides. If people knew that Yellowstone could erupt and destroy the entire western United States, they would freak out. They would abandon their homes and flee to safer areas. And the government doesn't want that to happen, so they've been hiding the truth from them. They haven't released this map because they think it's dangerous. They're afraid that if people see it, they'll panic and cause chaos. So instead, they've been telling people that Yellowstone is overdue for an eruption. They think that will cause less of a panic than if they just came out and told the truth. But do you agree? Should they tell us the truth, or do you think that would cause more of a panic? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my next awesome science video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching.